let this be evidence from me to me that even though I did not want to do it, I did not want to stream today, I did not want to hop back on and do the game dev, I did not want to do this at all. I did it anyway. And there isn't a particularly strong reason as to why. I think my chat from last stream is still showing. Give me a second. Let me see if that just shows for me or that shows for you guys too. It does show for you guys, okay. Oh wait. Yep, it does, okay. Let me see if I can clear that out. This is the first time I'm streaming twice in one day. Earlier I did a stream where I studied hacking. So yeah, there's that. But I don't know how I can clear this out. Chat box. Oh wait. Okay, I think that's good. I think we're good. I think we're in good shape. Okay. Alright. So, yep, I'm gonna work on it. Let me just get also music up. Let me get some music. Music in here, YouTube. Where is the thing where my music is? Playlist. There we go. Okay, cool. I think we're in good shape now. Let me just also adjust the desktop volume. And adjust the microphone volume. Okay, I think we're in good shape. Sorry, I hear. I hear something, but I'm gonna choose to ignore it for the time being. Hold on. Sorry, for the first time ever, I heard running water so clearly that I got real nervous. Howdy, Endel. How's it going? Good to see ya. Thanks for stopping by as always. Greatly appreciated. Not too bad. Good. Hope you, the team, because I know you manage a team, and the wife are all good. But yeah, we're gonna get. I have yet to, and I will review over the script that you wrote, and I appreciate your preface, which is very ethical. I mean, I'm studying cybersecurity, so I knew about that. But once you sent me oh yeah, I wrote this program that you can run. Immediately my flag was don't fucking run that. I was I'm not gonna, with all due respect, just because you show up into a couple of my streams, this could be your hustle. You groom beginner streamers and be like, hey, I could help you. Here's this program, and then you disappear off the face of the earth after the malware is run, and then you just get that information. So yeah, but I appreciated your very ethically, morally upright position of like, hey, open this in the text file, make sure I'm not sending you bad shit. Yep, need to read it over first. Yeah, exactly. I meant to do that at my lunch, but I did not have the opportunity today. I had streamed earlier today studying hacking, and that was just so. It was only like 2.5 hours, but it was so intense because I just did not know what to do. But that's neither here nor there. We're at game development right now, so let me just see where the state of the project. Oh, right, the stupid volume thing. Oh, which I forgot I can't have background music because we have the other stuff going on. So let me get that going. Make sure the volume's good. That is just so dramatic that it would shut off the volume. The fact that it shuts off the volume is so weird. Like, it's such a dramatic. So weird too. Yeah, it is weird. It's so weird. And my original idea, and let me make sure I did have that idea and I just didn't dream and make that up. Maybe I did dream and make it up because I don't see it. Yeah, maybe I did. My original idea was, did I write it up here? I thought I created a variable. Here's the music for the level. And I could have sworn, alright, music for the level. Well, I mean, really, that's all we're really concerned about is the music for the level. I could have sworn I did this. Maybe I don't remember, but music volume. Oh, and I also have to adjust this because it's not just the audio. And make sure that this is referencing the right variable. Oops. I have to make sure this is referencing the right variable, which is this. Why is it? It's a horrible naming convention. Background music. There we go. Okay. It's background music dot. What was the thing? It was volume. Yep, volume dB. And then what I had done, at least I think I remember doing, is print volume, music for volume plus the string of music. What? Why? Oh, I did have it. I did have it referenced. Okay. Whoops. Whatever. I have a separate variable for it now. Run it. Oh, okay. Invalid thing. Music for, oh, because I changed it. Changed the name of it. So music for level is now, oh. Whoops. Alright, well, music for level needs to say. Oh wait, background music. Almost wonder if it's an engine level bug, but that seems like a lot of people would run into it if so. Yeah, and I didn't see anybody reporting it, but let me just make sure. Because usually it's something silly that I'm doing. That's usually what I come upon. Alright, so music for level is what again? Okay, okay, I should say volume for level. So make this volume for level because we have the other two variables, which I'm just going to bring up here, which is the background music. This is the same thing. This is referencing the same thing, but this is no longer valid. So, and we're not using this anywhere else, right? Control V. No, we're not. Okay, so we can get rid of this. Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, it could be an engine level bug, but I just music for level not declared. I'm pretty sure I didn't change that. Did I not? Or I did? Whatever. So it's gonna be all this just without the hoopla or the extra thing. Oh, this is music. Okay, we're good. Um, yeah. Run. Okay, that didn't work. And invalid property to volume db of null. First of all, we don't even need this actually, so I'm not concerned about that. Rerun it. Oh, why is it doing that? Music volume. First of all, space and a string of music. Oh, a string of, and I'm referencing the wrong one now. Volume for level. No change. I don't know. It could be engine level, but I find it likely to be something. Just not sure where exactly. Yeah, I don't know where it would be, and I don't. Part of me doesn't want to worry about it, but it is such a huge. Like if it was a small volume thing, like player one has a small volume oscillation. Um, like right, it's going down, and then it finally gets to a point where it's basically silent at F, but no idea why. All right, let me just. It's just so weird, and it's not a huge deal, but it's just so weird. It could be engine level, but likely, yeah, something else. But I don't. What the flip that something else would be? I don't know. Let me see if there's another variable that I can reference. Would it be bus? It would be some number, not maximum distance. Max polyphony? I don't even know what that. Maximum number of sounds I can play at the same time. Interesting. Maybe that is changing it. Playing additional sounds after this value is reached will cut off the oldest sound. So we need to. I think we just need to increase the. Which can we do here? Yeah. So maybe increases to 3. Just one more than we need. Um, yeah, two probably would have been fine, but I just want to. You know what? Might as well just stick with 2. I was just like one more than we need just for buffer, but it's like buffer to what? There's only 2 sounds happening. But let's. Or maybe it's like counting the maximum number of sounds this node can play at the same time. I don't know. We'll go with 2. See if we see that difference. She no kills it right away. Out of just being stupid, I'm gonna say 200. Just being absolutely stupid about it. Makes no sense. Kills it again. Really thought that that would be it. All right. Well, that was just the second thing. Um, Not that. So, not max polyphony. Although I'm gonna keep this at 3, just to get that out of my head. It's like, well, maybe it's this. Let's just cancel that out. It's not pitch. It's not panning. It's not play type. It has to be a number. So float. Oh well, we already checked the volume dB. Base volume before attenuation. I've never even heard of that word before. How do you say it? I've literally never heard that word before. Where's dictionary?
Attenuation.
Attenuation. Such a sophisticated word. Attenuation. The act of making something slender or attenuation. Yeah, that sounds like a physics type of verbology. I've never heard that before today. Attenuation. Well, if anything, I increased my vocabulary today. Think of it as a shift from the base. Okay, gotcha. Shift from baseline. Baseline is established. How far off the baseline are we going? It's like 0 is being the baseline, and then every other number, positive or negative, is the attenuation of 0 base. So something else could be shifting it, but where? Good point. I don't know. My brain thinks like, okay, I tend to overcomplicate things. What is all of the things that make sound? Is the background music, of course, the and then the letters. That's it. I wish there was a way to see. Just out of curiosity. I was hoping this would give like levels. No. You know how to switch to remote while it's running? I don't. I do not. Check the letters in the inspector. You know how to switch to remote while it's running. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by remote. Could be a good opportunity for me to learn something new. Get this out of here. Let me check the letters, and that none of the letters in the scene are, whoops, audio stream. Run it. Alright, running it. Oops. I'm in letter A. Let me run this. Okay. Okay, run it. It is. Okay, run. It is running on the left side where you have the scene tree. You have a remote button. Never even noticed this before today. Remote button. Let me see where I go. With it, you can view the details of the scene. It does active expand. Yeah, gotcha. Okay. I think this is largely just gonna show the scene tree as we know it. Find the audio node in the inspector. Audio node, check the values in the inspector. Yeah, I don't know if the values would be displayed in the inspector, aside from -29, but you know, we know that already. But let's check it, since we have remote on, we have this up, we got this, and then since we see the difference mainly with player 2, let's do player 2. No visible adjustment. That max whatever, like as many sounds as possible, that makes more sense than anything else, but we tested that and that's not true. I'm just wondering, no idea if it would have an answer, but it is what I'd look at. Yeah, I mean, might as well. Might as well. What I'll do is I'll stick with this for like, let's say, 15 to 20 more minutes, and then if I can't solve it, then I'm just gonna focus on polishing the game, or polishing this one game, just to make sure we can get to the end state, we can get the game over screen, we can select another level, that jazz. And then once I do that, maybe I just call it at that point, and then it's a weird bug from this version of Godot. And then I'll also take time at the end of the stream before I do the raid, or after I do the raid, rather, excuse me, to forward it over to you. I'll compress the file, I'll review your stuff, compress the file, and send it over to you. Maybe you'll be able to be like, oh, dude, it was just this tiny, simple thing. Why did you even have this on or off? I don't know. We wouldn't see the volume here, right? No, we're not going to see the volume here. While it's running, I adjusted the volume to 17, which in the inspector doesn't update. So this is completely and utterly useless data. Whatever this is referencing, which it should be referencing the volume DB, it should be. Because that's literally what I adjusted. This is what that's called, right? Yeah, literally what I adjusted, which made it louder and quieter. But even upon updating it, it did not show any changes, even though I have it on processing, on the process function specifically, so that way I can see wherever there's a change. Oh, you have an O. You have an O. You have an O. Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. Where is it? Where is the issue? And Null has a oh, maybe. In volume DB, you are copying the value to volume for level. Yeah, volume for level. Yeah, it's the background music's volume DB. But you shouldn't do that. The value wouldn't change. It's a copy of the value, not a pointer. Is it not a... Oh, but wouldn't it update? Because I'm referencing it in the process. Well, I guess if you assign it to be that one value, why would it change? Okay. So how do we... Because it has to be on ready, right? I don't know if we can... Gotcha. Yeah. So... Alright, so that does make sense, and that is great feedback. Thank you, Null. So it's referencing it off the jump, but it's not going to show an updated value of it. So in order to do that, what I'm thinking then is, and we can get rid of this because it's essentially useless, is in the process function where we now have the error, we will, from here, in boop, dot volume dB. Now it should show, right, the process function, I think. Yep. Good. Perfect. Okay. Cool. Yep. We're on the same page. You're just slightly faster than I am, but we're on the same page. Awesome. Cool. All right. Good stuff. What was the original value I had this at? Okay. Negative 29 is the original value. Negative 29. Okay. Negative 29. And then, so yeah, now we can run the thing. Okay. I don't know why that happened. There we go. And You son of a bitch. Like, why? Why is there no change? We can clearly hear a change. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, when we're adjusting it in the inspector, it's like, yep, I see it. Here's all the changes. But literally, when whatever's causing it, and that's what makes me now think it is engine level, because whatever's causing it isn't even registering. It's like as if it's like, no, these are the values, and it's like, no, but it's not. It's actually not. And again, you called it perfectly to be like, oh, well, it's this. It's just referring to the original value. It's not gonna reprint a new value. Okay, cool. Let's just put it in the process function and reference it there. Duh. But then, why? Why does that make sense? Dramatic decrease. Why would that be? I'm wondering if this happens with the audio server. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You're a bit more of a better programmer and thinker than I am. I think this is just a little bit, maybe like 2 steps above my thinking, my current thinking. To avoid clipping, your sound mix should arrange so that the output of the master bus, more on that later, never exceeds 0. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's part of it. This could be part of it. Every is halved. Every below 0 is halved. It means that the sound -7 is half as loud as negative. Is half as loud as -12. Okay, well that's common sense. When working in decimal, sounds are no longer audible between -60 and -80, but we're not messing with that, and I don't think it would go beyond that for any particular reason. This is taking. I'm getting used to audio bus can be found. What exactly is audio bus? You keep saying that. Audio processing code. Okay, that's what that is. Okay. The audio data can be modified and rerouted. To test passing audio bus, create audio stream player to the node, load as audio stream, and set the target bus to playback. Just linking you to try to. Yeah, exactly, exactly. That's what I'm just trying to read to be like, is any, and that's a great point by you. Whenever I'm stuck, the go-to thing should be read documentation. Don't bang your head against the wall trying to figure it out. It's probably documented, and to that point, AudioBus is managing all of the audio, and I just did not even think to glance at that as a silly boy. Which also makes me think: is there? This is 4.3. The content of this page is not updated for 4.3. What version am I on? What version of Godot is this? Version control? Oh no, not that's literally version control. God, what version is this? Let me just save real quick. Oh, 4.3. I am on 4.3. Okay, so it's not updated for 4.3. Either way, let me just make sure that the. So, what I got from this is potentially maybe I should be, if it's halved and negative, what was the fringe ones? Negative 60, negative 80. Yeah, but that's nowhere close to even where we were. Maybe with the loud pop it goes up that high, but I don't know. It is the bottom of your window. Yeah. Amplify. This feels like a whole rabbit hole. Like a whole another side of game development, which is interesting, but I'm very trepidatious with like getting into it. I do want to solve this problem. Don't get me wrong, but like, I don't want to get too caught up. 1 second. It is the mother of my child. Oh, yeah. Could be a lot of things. Just so it is truly very, very odd, and I'm so happy, truly, so happy that you're here for this because we normally, as you know, as a developer, you just are stuck and by yourself. So it being stuck at 29, I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes once you pointed it out, I was like, okay, that makes sense because at the beginning of the scene, it's taking that value and that's it. It's just a fixed value. It's not updating over time because it's on ready. The moment that this is on the scene, we are referencing this value originally, but we're not updating it. What did you exactly say it was? You said it's not a something, not a pointer. And these are the programming fundamentals that I maybe should brush up on. You copying the value, not a pointer. Yeah, so it was not a pointer. So yeah. But now it's a pointer, and now, right, I'm just making sure I'm not crazy. We see 25, whatever, just the volume. Yep. It is truly odd, and I think I'm just gonna move on because I can't. Technically, I have 2 more minutes to work on this problem, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to solve it in this duration. I really do think that it's something with the overall audio or the bus system and how it's adjusting for this. I mean, well, technically, if it was negative 29, and it's supposed to be halved, so negative 29. Technically, it could go beyond the thing. What if I make this just really quick, just for shits and giggles? Just for shits and giggles. What if I kept this at negative 30? Negative 30. You're researching. Okay, cool. Audio or sound? Yeah. Sounds. Yeah. I appreciate you researching. As always, with your help is greatly appreciated. Negative 30. Let's see what we got here. I'm wondering if it is the maximum volume. Like, okay, so I set it to 0. Let's. Loud. Unbelievably loud. Interesting. At 0, it did not do the dip of volume. But then, you can't hear player 2. If I increase this to, how many letters are in the alphabet? 26. If I just increase this to 30. Now we can't hear player 1 for some reason? What the flip is that? How does that even make any sense? Let's bring it back to its original value of negative 20. Oh my god. I keep forgetting I have to clean this freaking keyboard. If I bring it back to its original volume of negative 29, am I able to hear both? I am. Huge dip. But if I leave it at, let me do negative 20. Negative 20. Right? Because then as far as the audio bus is concerned, it's right, not the middle, but like right around here. And then any dips either way shouldn't go to either maximum, is what I'm thinking. So that the scale ends. But then if I break it 0, but then you can't hear. Is it even playing? Can't hear at all. Why? But then you can hear player 2 all day. What is the correlation between that? That makes no... I think the 2 sounds playing at the same time. Wait. At this... playing on the same audio bus. Okay. Creating 2. This user created 2 different audio bus. So 1, add another one. So you will be, you're gonna be I guess letters. Oops. If you'll let me. You will be letters. The cybersecurity in me shirked because I was like, why didn't I verify that link before I clicked it? But either way, okay, I can't rename master. Fine, I can do this one. So master will take care of the background music, and then we'll have one just for letters. Okay, and then solo, and then can I? No. Yeah. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. I'll probably just read the documentation, but just for shits and giggles, I'm just gonna check. Obviously, not adding any effect. Nope. Okay. Well, I mean, I've created this bus, but I don't see it being attached to anything or anything like that, so I have to read the documentation. Actually, my wife. Shout out to your wife. Shout out to Mrs. N. Knoll. I was speaking out loud on the issue, and she went thinking, "Oh, look at wonderful geeky couple." Oh, it warms my heart. It warms my heart. That's so cute. That's so cute. Damn it, N. Knoll. That's so fucking cute. And they're like, "Oh, let me think this out," and I'm shooting. And then for her, that's fucking. Unbeknownst to you, to be like, click, 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 click. I think it's this. Like, what? So cute. I'm sorry. So cute. I think you have to set the node to play on different audio bus. Oh, the node itself. That makes sense. Haha. Yep. So you're going to be master, and then I have to, unfortunately, is there a faster way to do this, or am I doing it a dumb way? Oh, maybe I can just highlight all of these? No, unfortunately. No, unfortunately, because they're stupid individual scenes. Oh, because they're individual scenes, can I even access? Oh, I can. Okay. I guess if I just do it programmatically, and just say if I do it programmatically, and I say in the ready function. Ready function. Because I'm already referencing the audio and the current audio. Yep. And then I just say, and then it would have to be. I think you have to set. Oh yeah. If I take this, the audio function, or the audio stream, which is I'm already referencing, then at the very beginning of the scene, we set both of these. So cute that your wife solved the problem. I just heard you talking about it, and like, oh, that's so cute. That's so cute and nice. I love it so much. All right, in the ready function. And if not, then I'll just do it one by one. I have to reference it exactly by name, so what is it called? Where are you? Bussin'? Where are you? BUS. BUS is assigned to letters. Maybe I have to capitalize it. Letters. Unexpected identifier. This feels like I'm gonna regret this, honestly. I think I think you have to set the note. Yeah, I already read that. Sorry. She does have a. Oh, she has a bachelor's in computer science. Not her highest level. Not her highest level. Excuse the fuck out of me. Not her highest level degree, but as she has like three or four. Jesus Christ! Wow. Kudos to her. I lost count. Wow. Like big dick energy or big tit energy. I don't know. Oh, with all respect to your wife, of course. It's just like wow, 3 to 4 degrees is crazy, in the best possible way. I just did not have the patience for school. I had the opportunity to go for my bachelor's, and then I was just like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I need to get into the workforce, which I don't regret that decision at all. I make a decent amount of money now without a bachelor's degree weighing me down, so I just have to pay my associates. But I mean, kudos to her, 100%. The dedication and focus to do. Let me walk and talk here. The dedication and focus to do that many degrees and that advanced too is crazy. Oops. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Wait, how did I even do all of them? I don't know. She has like 2 undergrads, 1 master's. Wow. I think that's a few minors. She never. I mean, she finished a lot. She finished a lot of school. God forbid she didn't finish one. I mean, a PhD is a big deal, but still. You don't get to get called doctor, fine. But like, but yeah, it's truly incredible. When I was a kid, I really saw myself being in school forever. And just doing similar to what your wife did. But and I say this not even negatively about myself, just knowing myself. Like, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. I'm not stupid, but I'm not like a genius by any means. I'm a slow learner. So doing more of college, I was like, no, no, because I'm gonna struggle, and then have the added pressure of, hey, if you don't do well in your courses, you're also wasting thousands of dollars. So again, kudos to her. That's incredible. I would want that for my kid. I would want them to be able to go into multiple masters and not have to, or multiple degrees and not have to worry about how much it costs. Obviously, don't be stupid with degrees, but you know, incredibly intelligent to have so many, intelligent and the fortitude as well to stick through it. You know, school is not easy, especially when you're doing school on top of life. It's just not easy. So kudos to her. Hats off to her. I love that. Again, I'm sure there's a programmatic way to do this, but I just was nervous that I was going to have to debug how to do that. Like college, hated high school though, but I failed at social skills. Same. That's why I have no friends. I say jokingly, not jokingly. Classic nerd. Yeah, I guess. Wasn't until I could take classes that I actually cared about that I started to enjoy. That makes sense. And that makes sense. I remember when I finished it was my first year of college. I finished, and I was at RA, a resident assistant. So I was able to live on campus while it was the summer, which I loved. But during that time, I started learning about fungi and how integral they are to our overall ecosystem and how they are largely collaborative. And then I was like, oh wow, I really like this stuff. And learning about plants and herbology and fungi brought on an awareness of like, oh, I do love learning. I love learning. I just don't like learning what I'm learning in college. So so maybe that was it. Maybe I just didn't spend enough time learning what I liked to go to college, because I largely I went into marketing at first, and then I went into communications because my partner at the time was in communications, and I thought both of us tackling it would be awesome. And then we could just diverge into whatever our individual paths were. And as I mentioned on previous streams, I wanted to be a senator, and so yeah. But I really wish, like, if I could go back in time, I would have told myself to go into computer science. Like, that should have been the degree for me, 100%. I would be far better off with also understanding these basic things like pointers and things like that. I mean, I guess I could redo the CS50 course. I had started that and then I stopped it. It's a great course, truly. But I just started and stopped it because I just got caught up in life. I was just like, I have a kid. I'm just gonna learn it through programming, or sorry, through game development, which I see no problem with. But there's certain gaps you have. 2-year degree at a tech school and a ton of other classes in general on topics I like. Yeah, that literally sounds like something like I would do now. Like, I'm still relatively young. I haven't hit 30 yet. That sounds like something I would do now. Just because I love learning, but I also love learning at my own pace, at my own that is largely free. You know, most education is so much money, but what you're talking about is that's essentially I'm putting myself through that. Like, I am getting my certification in CPTS through Hack the Box to be a certified penetration tester, which is difficult. So I'm doing that as my degree, if you will, my large certification, and then I have game development, and then there's this 3D printing class I really want to go to, but with my kiddo, it's just so hard to find the time because I don't have a sitter. So I have to either I have my kid. Whenever I have my kid, I don't have freedom because I don't have a sitter. Because I moved to a state where I don't know anybody, and the people I do know, I do like, but I don't trust them enough with my kid. I don't really trust anybody enough with my kid, honestly. Even my mom, I'm like, I still take classes, but now it's more like a week-long thing, and I get my company to pay for it. That's awesome. And that sounds like the best of both worlds, especially like for a nerd. That sounds like such a great thing, because then you can socialize with fellow nerds, and then you're also able to like speed run a course without jeopardizing quality, obviously. But you're able to speed run a course where it's like, okay, after X period of time, I will have come away with a decent sum of knowledge. But that's so great that you guys are both, you and your wife are both geeky, also computer science people. That's such a great mix. Last one I took was a week-long class covering VMware 8, going upgrade to 7, and talked about then into paying for a class, thinking about doing a C# next, not sure. That's awesome. C#, I think as I mentioned, is the programming language I started with. C# is the default language for Unity, although I know they take in, or at least I believe they take more languages now. VMware, I feel like do I have VMware? I know I have a virtual machine, but I don't know if it's VMware specifically. Oracle VM or VM VirtualBox. So yeah, I don't know too much about it, but it is really interesting, and I love that you got the company to pay for it, and as they really should. That's one of my biggest critiques. I'm a consultant, so it's fair enough. I'm not like a full-time employee or anything, but I wish the consulting company I work for would pay for me studying the CPTS, but they're like, no. Potentially they'll reimburse me when I pass, but that's, you know, at that point I'm like, well, you didn't support me through learning this, so fuck y'all. I'll just find somebody else. But that's maybe me being overly petty. But yeah, I love that you're able to do that. That you guys can collaborate, and also you can get your education paid for today. Well, number one, the background music is not the volume we want it to. We're gonna say negative. Oh, I keep forgetting that this thing is sicky. I have to clean this keyboard. Negative 20. Negative 20. Can't hear shit. Okay, so there's no dip in the volume for the letters, but for whatever reason, we're not able to hear the letters on the right. Dude, clean your... Yes, I do have to clean the keyboard. The acid from the coffee could break that things out. Yeah, it could. It absolutely could. I think part of why I haven't cleaned it is just because I don't like this keyboard. Like, I think it's just me being like truly childish and being like, oh, it broke. Like that's stupid. I should just clean it. I'll take the time tomorrow to clean it, for sure. Let me just actually set a reminder. Set a reminder tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. to clean the keyboard.
Okay, I've added clean the keyboard for tomorrow 1:30 p.m.
All right, where's that? Where's that? Yeah, look. Yeah, it was a super cheap Logitech one. I got this, I think. You know, some lore about myself. At the very beginning of when I graduated high school, or sorry, when I graduated college, I started getting into you know, programming and that type of stuff. But I wasn't heavy into it. I really wanted to just be a business person, which, looking back at it, you really realize that you go through numerous depths of character. Like, the idea of me being of course, being in business isn't like a crazy idea, but me specifically being like, I just want to be a business guy is so weird to me today. But anyway, I wanted to be a business guy. I got an internship with a esports team, and the esports team would get a bunch of free stuff all the time. And this is one of the free stuff that I got all that while ago. I think it was at, I want to say it was at, not PAX. Maybe, no, it was PAX. I think it was PAX East. I have it on my Instagram from way back when. What is this? PAX East, but what year is this? PAX East in 2019. PAX East in 2019 is, I think, when I got this keyboard. I made a mistake of getting a nicer keyboard a few years back, and I regret it. Don't do it. Normal keyboards just don't feel right after. Yeah, that sounds right. And I thought about getting like a nice, like, what do programmers love? Like a nice clickety-clacky keyboard. But I also did, and I appreciate you saying that, because it was in the back of my head of like, yeah, but if I get a really nice one, what are the chances that I'm going to be able to step backwards? Like, I have this, and it's fine. It's fine. It's a Razer. It's a Razer headphones. It does the job. I'm grateful for it. But it is cheaper than the Beats headphones that I had before, which makes me hate it. Like, I like it. It gets the job done, but I don't. I'm constantly feeling like I should just buy a new one. I should just buy a new one, and I don't want to do that for a keyboard. I would love to be able to just like right now, I could throw this keyboard, break it, and I don't care. I mean, I would care because this is my only keyboard for this computer and my only mouse for this computer. But I'm gonna stick with the cheap shit. I have a I mean, even the idea of googling this right now, I feel like I'm gonna let's see. Wooting 2HE. Oh man, I want to hear the press. Oh, it looks like those are super clicky clacky. Ooh. All right, stop. First of all, how much is this? Okay. Cool. I'm not gonna get it. Oh man, does look beautiful though. Does look beautiful. Like I love that the space. Which would. Oh man. All right. Stop looking at it. I don't need it. What is that thing that Christians say? It's like devil be gone or something like that. Like temptation, you shall not have me. Temptation, thy name is Wooty too. But anyway, all right, let me get out of here. Oof. Still, and F is definitely on its. Let me make sure F is definitely on because it's the same trigger point. So let me just make sure F is definitely on its own. Its own. It should be with letters. It should be with everybody else. Yep, it is. So maybe no, because I was gonna say maybe I need to make the adjustments within the audio bus for letters, but that doesn't necessarily make sense because all the other letters work just fine. I'm kind of spoiled for tech. If I need a cheap keyboard, I just grab a new set from work. Look at you, fucking and Noel, head honcho. I'll just grab one, you know what I'm saying? Let me just, I just need this. And it's like, well, if Ed Noel needs it, he got it. Like, kudos to you. I love that for you, truly and honestly. One of the buddies, or not, I don't know if I should call him a buddy, but he's a good guy, 100%. But the manager, I guess you can call it, that I interned for the esports community, esports team, he had a very similar setup with Logitech and these tech companies where he would be like, hey, I need a chair, and they would just hook him up, which is super cool. Love that. Dude, they have like 100 in there, unused. They buy in bulk. Okay. All right. Well, I hope that just speaks to them being super prepared in case of everybody, rather than them ordering shit that they don't need for no particular reason, like just piss poor inventory management. I would hope. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can jerry rig this. I know I shouldn't do this. It doesn't make any sense to do this, but I'm gonna do it. We currently have it goes dramatically down. And we saw that it is typically halved. Half of the maximum volume for the background is 29, and then we half that, essentially 30, so we say let's make this 14. Again, we shouldn't do this. This doesn't make any logical sense, but I'm just trying to duct tape this to see if I can figure it out. They kind of don't need them at the moment. But I don't order them. So. Yeah. Well, there we go. Yeah. I mean, you're a valuable asset to the team if they're like, you want it. It's like, well, we have a shit ton. Like, what are you like? What are you like? No, let them collect dust. I saw a difference. Now, is that difference something I can... It auto adjusted to 24. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna... I'm not sure if this duct tape solution is gonna work. But why when it gets to F? And does it still happen the same for N? It does. And they're two separate folders too. It would be one thing if it's like, okay, when it hits, okay, either way, I've been working on this problem, I think 30 minutes longer than I had intended. So we're gonna drop it. I'm gonna take away this print statement. I'm just gonna note that as an existing bug. Wait, why is that a different font? I'm gonna ignore it for now. Music at F and N for reduce the volume of the background music. Took too much time attempting to resolve. As I said, fuck it. We're gonna move on and move on to what exactly? Yeah, we're on the same page and no, fuck it. Again. Oop. It's not z, it's x, I think. Axe. Axe. I was just reading a Dr. Seuss book to my daughter. Axe. What else has X in it? I always want to say X-ray, but that's like the worst example. Xylophone's also a bad example. Exam. Luxurious. It's like an S, but a sassy S. Complex. Box. Yeah, okay, let me just redo that, because we have, right? What was the sound? Oh, well, I'm gonna do it the long way like an idiot. No. I'm gonna go to the letter that I think is off and adjust it. Which is X. Oh, and also stop the X and then go to Y or Z. I didn't notice that. Well, let me confirm that that is the case, but I know for a fact that this audio is off. I can't even hear it. Why? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell with that? Make sure my volume's up. No, that's not the issue. Okay. Yeah, okay. So X sound is off. Let's just quickly adjust that. It's like a x, 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 KS. I think how they described it. So let's just redo the X sound, and then we'll worry about the rest later. Skip. Get out of here. I don't know how that sounded. I don't know if that's right. I hate doing this myself. Maybe no. It doesn't make any sense that all of it is me, and then I grab one that is not me. I just want to hear somebody else say the appropriate box. Yeah, KS. It's KS. Yeah. Okay. File. Export. Computer. X sound. Export. Yes. Overwrite. Perfect. No. Now will this? Okay. I was like, oh, maybe it'll just auto adjust because I overwrote the same file, but I guess it treats it as its own individual file now. Similar to the problem we had before, where it's not a pointer. It is just what was the other terminology you used? What else is it? Just a straight value, I guess. I'll review the chat later. Oh no, no problem at all, Andal. I was saying you reference a pointer, which updates over time as the variable changes. But is there another terminology for like a not pointer where you're just? I guess it's a value where it's just is what it is, like it's not changing. Copy by value. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Again, I'm getting an advanced, a semi-advanced degree through you. So, thank you. Oops. So you go away. Now you, X sound, you're gonna go into you. And then X is gonna go here, and now we have the appropriate sound for that. Do C sharp, Do C sharp. I don't believe have pointers. Most languages have some way to reference. Yeah, I don't. It's been a while since I've done C sharp, honestly. Again, my first game was in C sharp, but case in point, I don't even have Unity on this computer. When I started game development, I did it on a crappy laptop that I got for free. What language do you work with today? I just Python. That's really it's I use Python for hacking. I use Python for because this is essentially Python for game development. At my job, I'm not the one programming. Somebody else is programming it, and then I'll just review the code, but I don't type it or anything like that. And in that case, it is C sharp for .NET, and then I'm trying to think of doing anything else. It's not Java or JavaScript, God forbid. I don't know. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had to review code. It's been like 2-3 months, so now I'm forgetting, but I'm pretty sure it's in C sharp. So I'll review the code, but I don't actually Reviewing code is different than writing code. Reviewing code is just like you're essentially reading sentences and you're like, does this make sense? Whereas writing the code is like truly understanding the language. But GDScript, I know some data types default to copy by value, while others are copy by reference. Int and float, I know, are copy by values. Arrays are copy by reference. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. So, yeah. Again, I'm not too sure about any of that stuff, or not any of that stuff, but regarding Python and how it works. But yeah, for GD script, I think it essentially proved, well, not in regards to floats or integers per se, but like how it's structured with pointers. Um, Copy by value versus copy by reference. With the example where we were going through the, I forgot what we were even referencing now. Wait a minute. Oh God, I really just I'm getting to the point where I just want to finish this game for my kiddo. You know what? I'm just gonna switch gears really quick, and I will make sure that the stream reflects that. I'm still gonna be doing game development, but I want to refresh myself so that way I'm not burned out of working on this game for my daughter. So give me 1 second. Just gonna do a quick refresher. If it'll let me. Stream manager. No, I just want to change. How do I do this? Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna switch it for the time being. I'm gonna come back to my daughter's game, but I'm honestly sick of it. I think it's largely because I spent so much time on that stupid audio problem, which I should not have. But that kind of burnt me out. So, but we'll come back to this. We just have to polish it. We just have to make sure it goes through everything. But what I'm going to hop into, and I don't know how far I'm going to actually make it through, but Itch.io, Jams, and the Brakeys Game Jam. And how many days do I have to work on this? 4? If I can work on it during work hours, maybe I could finish it, but we'll see. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna work on a game jam just to like keep it fresh, because again, I was just getting, I was like getting tired, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll make this a short stream, and it's like it's not game development that's boring or like annoying. It's this project after a while, which I wish projects or my mindset wouldn't do that, but after a while, I just get fucking tired. Thank you, and no, yes, I appreciate your support with this. So, the theme is nothing can go wrong. The theme is nothing can go wrong. Alright, well, either way, let's save all of this, quit to the project list, and get cracking at a new one. Okay. Cool. All right. So I was gonna be like, let's start a scene, and I was like, I need a general game design before I can start a scene. Luckily, I have brought to you by Pirate Software. I do have a template to use for this. It's my docs, I think. Where is it? I thought I had a sample of it, but here, I'll just do this. File, make a copy. Nothing can go wrong. I'm not gonna do the whole document, obviously, but game design document. But what I want to do is get the what? The general template. Why is this being an ass? Ugh, God. Alright, so let's scrap what we had for God Game. Scrap it. Scrap it. Scrap it. Okay, so for idea for this, nothing can go wrong. I'm just gonna write out a bunch of different ideas and then we can filter them out. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing. Character called nothing, making things go wrong. Cool sandbox type environment with no risk. Move the chat. Oh, I can't really move the chat. I was trying to move the chat so it's visible on this white screen, but I was hoping that night mode would change this, but I don't think it. Oh, there we go. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing. Nothing can go wrong. Stacks of stuff where it's very difficult to not knock everything down. Nothing can go wrong. Empty can becomes a thug / bad guy. I mean, that idea just made me laugh, so now I'm partial to it. Cupid, where you ruin people's dates. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go wrong. Nothing can go. I think these are good enough ideas to start with. So let's just start filtering out A, what is actually a good idea, and then B, what can we do in 4 days, which will probably be 2 days considering. When is this due? February 16th? Oh no, started on February 16th, on the 23rd. So I stream on Thursday, I'll stream again on Saturday. That's 2 dedicated days, but maybe I can work on it in between. But let's say it's 2 days for the game jam. What can I finish in 2 days, realistically? Character called Nothing makes things go wrong. That's so vague. I'm gonna cancel that or cross it out. How do I strike out? I don't remember. I want to say Control 5, Shift 5. Nope. 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 Alright, whatever. This one is a no. We're gonna make you just red. Oh, red becomes blue. Whatever. Sandbox type of environment with no risk. That sounds relatively easy to do. Stacks of things where it's very difficult not to knock them down. That also sounds relatively easy to do. An empty cam becomes a thug bad guy. Empty can becomes a thug or a bad guy. It's funny. So is Anti-Cupid. Let's think about the game loop for these 3, since these are the top contenders. 3? Yeah, 3. So we boop. Top contending ideas are you 3. And then we gotta think about the gameplay loop. What are you doing over and over again in a sandbox environment where there's no risk at all? Nothing can go wrong. Sounds boring. So I'm gonna take this one out. Where empty can becomes a thug or a bad guy. Anti-Cupid where you ruin proposals. This feels like a quick time event, or you kind of. But then again, it feels like you are, or Nothing can go wrong. This one sounds relatively easy and simple. And funny. This one also sounds funny, but it sounds more complicated than I have time for right now. But I'll keep it. That's why I didn't want to delete any of the ideas, because maybe I'll come back to it one day. I say that, but like, how many game ideas have I come back to? But okay, let's start building out. What are you doing over and over again in this, or does the document already kind of do that? Player experience. If you're a can of nothing, and you're going wrong, what is your motivation for going wrong? A can is tired of being nothing, so it wants to ruin everything. That's the motivation, but what's the gameplay loop? Nothing can go wrong. What are you doing that is actually engaging? What's fun about being a little can that ruins everything? Maybe it's just funny, the things that you ruin. Let's, but what would be fun? How do you ruin things? You know, you're a can of nothing. Just knocking everything over. Yeah, could it be like a cat in that way? Knocking shit over. Oh, that's actually, yeah. So knock things over without humans seeing, maybe. It's an idea and we're running with it. 3D scene. We need, I'm not sure how do you code that, have to think on it. Yeah, we'll come to it. But I like that idea. I like knocking things over. There was a game I had, Knock a Block, where I knocked things over, and it just feels fun to knock things over. So we'll start here. Yeah, and again, we'll think more about it as we go on. But right now, I just need, and this is the first time. Yeah, I think this would be the first time I'm using a 3D scene, but I do think it's more fitting in 3D than 2D. Although it may be easier in 2D than 3D. Now I'm thinking about it. You're knocking things over your can. Maybe because you have nothing inside of you, you can take things in you and blast them off. I'm gonna stretch myself and go with a 2D scene or 3D scene. So I need a plane. Mesh. A lot of this I don't even know. There we go, plane. I was like, so many of these things I've never heard about before. So swoop. And just because I just hate just a white canvas, it just feels off to me. I'm gonna make this black, and I can do that in, where are you? Not geometry. I know you're in the inspector somewhere. I know you're in an inspector somewhere. Where are you? I forgot the name of you. Oh, maybe it's here. No, that's not it. I forgot the name of it, but I'm not gonna work on. I'm not gonna focus too heavily on that. I will actually, because you can't even see the chat. The chat is all mushed up because of this. I want to say it's What the hell is the color? Oh, you know what? Documentation. Color. No color? What is color called? Is it the skin? What is the skin? I'm surprised there's no mention of color in the entirety of this document. That feels so weird to me. Whatever. Let's move on. Oh, also the music stopped. Music stopped. The music stopped. Why did it stop though? Okay. And then let's just add a collision shape to this. Why? Ah, so this has to belong to a static body ultimately. So let's do that. It's gonna be a static body since it's just what's it called? Oops. Oh, why did I click 2D? Where's the habit? I know a little 3D stuff. Well, great. Let's see. You may be able to help along the way. And again, I went with 3D just to stretch myself a little bit because most of my games are 3D. I think all of them. Not to get too sidetracked here. I think they are all 3D. Or sorry, 2D. Nope, that's not it. 2D, 2D. Yeah, all of them are 2D. So it'll be nice to create a 3D game. I haven't done that before. Plus, I've seen different ways that, and then not to besmirch any developer in particular, but I've seen how developers utilizing 3D are able to be, like, essentially fluff it up with visual stuff where it looks like an amazing game, but it's not really that of an amazing game. It's just you have way more to look at in the 3D world versus the 2D world. So we'll see. Demo world. Collision. Do I have a straight plane? Alright, well, I'll go with a cube then. Okay, let me just turn up the mesh for this for a second. What is this collision? Okay, this is a tiny. Super tiny. Can I just not make it so... Hold on. Let me take away the collision shape and then add the collision shape. Oh, it has to be to the static body. Collision shape. Yeah, cube feels like the best one to use. But then it's not going to be a one-to-one to them. Or maybe I should reset it. Maybe I should do it like this. Okay, you're going to be a butt. Delete it. Then you need a collision shape, right? That's the first thing you need. It's a collision shape. And then we define the collision shape by this. And then we add a mesh. I'm going to call this ground. And we have a mesh. And the mesh is going to be a plane. And then, is there a way to create? Cool. Now you should be one-to-one, right? Let's lock it. Lock it. And then we increase the mesh. And oh, wait, did it increase the? I can't tell. I don't think it did. Okay, go back a bit. Unlock this. Go back a bit. So the mesh has a collision shape, which is a sibling, static body child. Should be a child. Okay. I was hoping it would just one-to-one it, but I guess I could just, worst case scenario, just do that programmatically. Because if I do that, yeah, it does not scale with it, unfortunately, which is dumb. I feel like it should, because it's a sibling of it. I feel like it should just one-to-one it, but maybe if I am doing another simple class online in Godot, and now it will cover 3D at some point, but I'm nowhere near that. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. I've never done 3D in Godot. I did 3D in Unity, but those games. No, that's not true. I did do 3D in Godot for Knock a Block, but that was a while back. That was a project from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah, before, I think it was before my daughter was born. I feel like you should just. Oh, right, because then you won't do that. Okay. Whatever. If worst case scenario, I can do it programmatically. I'm not gonna stress about it right now. So the collision shape expanded. There. All right. Yeah, it's more or less one-to-one. Let's keep it like that, and then next is, which I should be able to change the color on the mesh, which I don't understand why I can't. Visibility? No. I don't know what that is about. But anyway, let's just not worry about that. It's such a small detail to worry about. Let's get the character body to 3D in there. Let's move it away from the origin of the scene. Save that, and then it's gonna ask for a collision shape, correct? Yep, correct. It's gonna ask for a collision shape, but before I give it oh no, I will give it this collision shape, because then we can just add the mesh later. So there's a collision shape, and luckily, I thought it would have that same option. Oh, the mesh will have the same option, so I had it right initially. So mesh, 3D, and then luckily it's gonna be a cam, so a cylinder works perfectly. I know this is like the default as far as game dev, but this actually works perfectly. Let's make this a little bit smaller as far as scale goes. Whoop. Okay, and then save that. And then let's do mesh, collision shape, boom, collision shape, there, we're all good. Now, if I increase the mesh, nope, what if I lock, hold on, why is the collision shape an issue? When using collision shape intended to work for static objects such as a collision shape, a collision 3D node like a static body will likely not behave well for. Okay, well, good feedback by the engine. So we'll cancel that type of collision shape. We'll add a new one. Rather than having it be a tri-mesh, we'll have a simple convex. Let's see if that works. No warning there, so we're good there. And then let me see if I can lock this. And then, why didn't the music stop again? If I lock this and I increase the mesh, or I increase the, yeah, no. I was hoping it would be one-to-one. I know there's a way to like marry the two, but I don't remember what that's like. Let me just quickly Google it. How to have mesh, or how to have collision shape adjust with mesh. Hold on. 4.3. Try mesh instance 3D. However, it does not automatically adjust the collision. Oh, do it in code. Well, I could have said that. I thought there was like an in-engine way to do that. Do it in code is like such a lazy explanation. But that's fine. That's fine. So let's get our empty can going. We'll have it. That does sound odd. Yeah, exactly. I feel like there should be a way, but I don't know. Function. We're gonna use the input function. Input. If input, or if is action is button. How do I? Yeah. If input dot is action just press, just release is action press. I think is action press is the one we're looking for, but let me make sure that's right. We're looking for a scale of 0 to 1. Oh wow, that's a long one. Is anything press is not what we're looking for. Is key press is specific. Is mouse press? No. Oh, quick Google. Quick search. Not even Googling it. What is it? Input event depth is 0 to 1 Godot 4. Is action press. Let's go with his action press, just for the sake of simplicity. And then we have to, well, we don't have to, but I just feel like I have to create the input events. So, left move, right move, jump. Oh, that's interesting. And then for the first time, because it's 3D, I was like, oh right, you there's more than left and right movement. You need to be able to, I guess, move the camera and to determine your position for left and right as far as movement goes. So that's interesting. Something I haven't thought about before. Let's add the input. It's going to be A. It's going to be left arrow. It's going to be D. It's going to be right arrow key. Jump is going to be spacebar, and it's also going to be up on the arrow key. So we're good there. And then once that is done, we're going to say if action press is left. What do I have to quotation it? Yeah, left move. Then what we're going to do is create a variable called speed, and we're going to take the self dot global position dot word left, so x is going to be plus equal to the speed. Well, it wouldn't be an or. I guess it would just be another if statement, and then same thing for the right movement. Oops. Minus. Alright, let's just run it. Oh, well, I'm dumb. There's no camera. How you're supposed to see something. So the camera's going to be obviously married to the player. So we're going to add a camera there. And there's the camera. And the camera's coming right out of the player, which would be great if we were doing a... oh, I forgot to advertise this on Instagram. Oh well. Anyway, that would be great, and there's been typically the case when we are doing a first-person shooter or whatever. Largely, it's a cylinder with like arms, but that's not what we're doing. So we're gonna, and I forgot how to do this. It's view, 2 ports, perspective. Okay, so that way we can see what we need to see. Okay. Obviously hard to see white on white, so let's try to change the, this is going to be called empty can. So much progress can be made when you're not actually doing the hard work of the game. It feels like I did a lot, but I really haven't done much. Because I'm not changing the color of the collision shape or the character body. It has to be this, but I don't know why there's no like thing in 3D for color. Like, this feels weird. Like, it feels like there should be like Adobe, not Adobe, but like I forgot what it's called. There should be an attribute here that would let me fix the color. Oh, material, standard material here. Click this. There we go. And now Albedo is what I was thinking. Albedo is the name of a sexy woman in anime. Sorry. That's where my mind went. Alright, now that I know I can do that, let me change the mesh here. And then material, standard material, and let me make this ground black. Where are you? Using Albedo. There we go. The overlaid, yeah, exactly. Overlord anime, yeah, Albedo. I unabashedly have a body pillow of Albedo. I think it came out around the time, or not came out, but I started watching it around the time I became single, so it was like, perfect. No one's gonna judge me for this. No one can judge me for this. I'm not having ladies in this room. It's just me. So, full body pillow of Albedo. I would take it out, but I don't even know if I have that one, or I also have another body pillow of Yuri from Spy X Family, but that one is far less appropriate. That one I absolutely could not take out. Unashamed, I say. Unashamed. I'll shame myself before you shame me. Okay, so we're good there. We have the camera and we have all that. So let's move here. This is what we see. Invalid float and null on plus equal. Why is this? No. Maybe we shouldn't say self. Maybe that's part of the problem. Well, don't assume. What was exactly the problem when you press the button? Invalid, operate. I sadly never really cared for Spy X Family. I think the only anime fan who didn't care for it. That is wild. That is wild to not care for Spy X Family. I loved it, but I also understand truly my bias with it because I have a daughter, right? Like, it centers around a mom, essentially somebody trying to be a dad and somebody trying to be a mom, through it. So maybe it's just so many anime fans have kids or want kids, and that's why it resonates. I don't know. I don't know, but that's why it resonated for me. I was just like, oh, awesome! Like, you guys are badasses who are trying to be parents. Like that. That's how I feel. Like I have to like soften myself for this job of being a parent. Should check it out. I heard great things. I've constantly heard great things about Sakamoto Days. My only problem, the only reason I haven't literally the only reason I haven't watched it is because I don't have a Netflix account. Not anymore. I used to have I used to share a Netflix account with yeah, currently on Netflix. Yeah, the only I used to share a Netflix account with my mom, but then they implemented that like thing where you can't like share the same account. And I have not invested in. Let me just check, just for myself, just for my own self-awareness. No, let me not even Netflix. Okay, $7.99, but like that's which sounds affordable, but that's with fucking commercials, and I'm not gonna do commercials. Never in my life will I watch commercials on ads. Short and seamless. No, they're not. I don't believe you. Do you have the $7.99 one? Endol? Do you pay for this one? Because I'm wondering, like, if that's the case, then and it's not bad, then like, okay, $8 a month is not. Nope. Yeah, I figured. Because once I read like, oh yeah, you'll have ads, I'm like, my ass, I'll have ads. Okay, so yeah, this will be the one I go for. It's not even that bad. It's not even that bad, in all honesty. Yeah, I should just suck it up. You know what it is? If I shared a Netflix account with somebody, then I would feel more obligated to do it. Because then it's like, oh, we can share the cost. That's $8 or $9 for both of us. 18. Half of 18 is. Why am I not? Yeah, 9. Yeah. Mine is darn. It's more complicated. Oh, really? Darn Dod? What does that mean? I would. Well, let me read it here. I wonder why it's cheaper on mine. Maybe I have an older price plan. Yeah, maybe that's it. That very well could be it. Like an initial price plan. Because I know when they started making it where. Oh, typo, standard. Yeah. I know when they started making it where you couldn't share accounts across, like, there was, like, a dip in membership, so maybe, I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning is, but if I shared this account with somebody, I would be more obligated to do it. But since I don't, and it wouldn't even be reasonable, because it's like, yeah, you two devices your household can watch. So maybe you can fib with the IP address and like fuzz the IP address to be like we're in the same house. But if two people are paying for this, I'm paying $9 a month, a friend is paying $9 a month, we would still need to be in the same house, I think. Send you a screen cap. Okay, gotcha. Whereas this one, which was like 25, so that's both of us paying 12 something a month, 12.50 a month, right? Yeah. Both of us paying 12.50 a month. Again, I would feel more obligated to do it if I was sharing an account, if this was a mutual benefit. But for it to just benefit me, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't care that heavily. I do really want to watch Sakamoto Days, but then I'm also like, oop, let me get this off screen. Yeah, I don't know why. Hold on, let me make sure there's no PII information or anything like that. No, there isn't. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know why you get 15. That's crazy. I mean, not crazy. It's not like such a dramatic difference, but still. This at $15, I can almost justify it. It's not that bad. I don't know. It's not like you're in a different state or a different country either. Different state, sure, but I don't see why that would change it. You'd likely have to set up some kind of VPN to share. Exactly. Yeah, and it is annoying. I get why they did it, because I remember when they did this, like, there was a bunch of, like, my friends and I were like, okay, well, none of us are gonna reinvest in Netflix then. Fuck Netflix. But then they, the money showed, their subscriptions went way up because everyone was like, well, I already love Netflix. I'm not gonna not have Netflix, so I will pay for another account. And it's like, well, then you just proved their point. You proved that they should have been charging this whole time, which I hated. I was hoping that we as a country would come together in solidarity and be like, no, if you're gonna do this, then fuck you, Netflix. But they just proved that they had money sitting on the table when everybody gets their own membership. I really shouldn't be sipping coffee at this time. It's a bad idea. Yeah, I can assume it's an old... Yeah, that makes the most sense. So, self being null is... I didn't assign a value for speed. So that's also part of the issue. 10. Oh, okay. So I have it, but no shit, it's just teleporting. Also, it's inverse than what I want it to be. And then we also need a sun because it's too dark. So, I keep going to 3D or 2D by habit. So let's add a sun to the scene. So that is a global light, I believe. Light. What's it? Omni light. Spotlight. Candle. Directional light. Okay, where are you, directional light? Most streaming services I pick up for a month and then drop, but Netflix I've had for a long time. Yeah, I pay for Crunchyroll because I'm a weeb nerd. I pay for Crunchyroll. Is there any other account that I pay for? I had HBO Max, but that's about to expire, and I have no plans to renew it. I only watched like Abbott Elementary on there. Is there another account I pay for? I think it's just Crunchyroll. Is it just Crunchyroll? What else do I watch? I just watch anime. I really don't watch anything else. Oh, YouTube and things like that, but like I don't really watch anything else. I don't know. I know that the sprites in 2D you have to move and slide. Move and slide. Yeah. That's probably it. I don't know if that's how... I think I'm misusing this, honestly. I am. I'm being super lazy about this. Let's also make the lighting slightly better. First time I really have to think about lighting. Largely taken that for granted. Wait, where is the direction of the sun right now? Where is the direction of the sun, though? Maybe that looks better. Oops. Nope. Save. It's like, oh, it looks great, but then it's not gonna look great when I start it. Yeah, it's gonna be too dark. Okay, I have to default the... Yeah, okay, so it is doing both. Let me just guess increase the energy then. I wish I could. I need to be able to tell where the sun is pointing. That's my biggest qualm with this right now. How do I do that? Is this it? Is that? Is this point where is? I don't think it is though. Oops. Okay. There's the arrow. Okay. Should be a sun shining down on the scene, because that's how suns work. And then let's decrease the energy to 1.5. Okay, that looks better. Cool. Okay. Alright, now let me stop being lazy and go to the documentation, because I'm being a lazy bone. Oh, literally you had the same exact idea, and no, of like, dude, why are you just fumbling around? Why don't you just look at the documentation? Man, I don't know. Why aren't I looking at the documentation? First and foremost, like that should literally be the first thing I'm doing. I don't know what to do. Let me look at the documentation. That is how that beginning and end of the sentence should be. Okay, move. Instead you use move. Oh yeah, see, you should not set the position, which is what I was doing. Instead you should use move and collide or move and slide methods. Move and slide is what I'm accustomed to, but it's not even right. Move and slide method is intended for simplified collision response in common cases where you move a body along another. It's especially useful in platformer and 2D. When we call move and slide functions, use the number of node properties to calculate the slide, velocity, this property. Okay, so velocity is the thing we're changing. I had created a variable, and again, this speaks. You could speak to this. I know of me doing this repeatedly. It is rather than creating a variable, there's already an innate property in a character 2D, or sorry, character body 3D, which is velocity, that we should be manipulating. At least that's how I'm interpreting this. Property represents the velocity. Yeah. Velocity. Okay, cool. Now, how did you guys use it? Alright, we don't care about collision because we're not adjusting for collision. We're using move and slide. How did you use it? How did you use it? Oh, that works too. That actually works better to create a variable for it. And then we could just inverse it. Yeah, I like that better. This is way smarter how they went about it. So let me do that. So rather than having two of these, what we'll do is say a variable, and we'll call it H movement for horizontal movement, and then we assign that to how did they create it again? Input dot get axis, so that way there's an automatic negative and positive value associated with it. So negative will be left and positive will be right. Cool, we're good there. And then here we adjust for the velocity. So what is it? Oh, we set the velocity. So we set velocity is equal to the h movement times speed. How did you guys have it? Yeah, time speed. Would it be transform? I'm surprised it's not global position. Oh, right, you don't change position directly. That's the problem. Okay, so so times what did I just say? H movement times speed times because you don't change it directly. The transform dot x, or is it trans? Cannot find property X on a 3D transfer. You're saying X doesn't exist in the 3D in the third dimension? Is that what you're saying? You're being stupid. Pardon, I'm missing your comments. Let me do this. Move and slide speed times delta. Assuming you have a in the process loop where there is a delta. And then there's the documentation there. Here in the doc, the character body 3D, but you could bring it up in the editor if you want. I know it's not your style, but I often live in doc. Yes, and I should. Again, you are far more experienced and I would say sharper when it comes to programming. I have to get out of the habit of not looking at documentation. I have developed bad programming habits that I need to work out of. But yeah, because why not look at the literal manual for what you're trying to do? Why just try to come up with it? Like if I was a genius, sure, but it's like you're not smart enough to like try to figure this out on your own. It's largely a waste of time. So I will work on making that my style of looking at the documentation. My memory isn't good enough to remember all those methods. My memory is better just because of I've used these a bunch of different times, but it's not great. Thank you for reporting the spammer. I think there's a threshold. Like once I hit 3 or 4 people in the stream, I never get those. But once it's like if it's 1 or 2 people, I always get them. I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's how they program the bots to attack, if you will. But yeah. Let me do this. Let me adopt your style. Because again, it is a good habit. And I've heard so many programmers talk about like, look at the documentation. I know you don't want to do it, but look at the documentation. And here I am, just being that programmer that refuses to comply. It's not even not complying for a good reason, too. It's just being needlessly stubborn. Truly, needlessly stubborn. Other examples? No, it's just straight documentation, which is fine. Where was the thing I had originally? Is it here? Yeah. This is an input event where we reset the velocity. Oh, you create a separate variable for it. That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought to do that. When I was working in C++, mostly school work, I purchased a dick with 2 C's. Dick with 2 C's reference manual for language that book lived on my desk while I was working on project. Yeah, again, this is a generally good habit. You know what? Oddly enough, I think if I had, and maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just go to, like Staples or whatever, and I know you could like look it up on here, but I think it would behoove me to actually have a book, because then I could actually like highlight and things like that. And I know you could technically do that on. It just doesn't feel the same. If you understand, if you get what I'm saying, like I think it would be cool and feel better to just be able to be like, oh, this is my 2D section, let me go to the 2D section, blah, 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 and then do it like that versus having another tab open. Like, having it physically, I think would be really cool. I should do that. I should for sure do that. Let me set a reminder for myself so I don't just say it and then never take action on it. I have my kid until there, so I will set a reminder on the 22nd at 1 p.m. to print the Godot manual and create your own book. It's just print manual and create your own book, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna know what that means. But yeah. Oh, there we go. C#. Right in there. Anyway, but yeah. I have to get into that habit. I really do. Because even with hacking, sometimes I'll be like trying to figure things out, and it's like, why don't you just do, I don't know if I can do it on a Windows machine. Bash? Do I have Bash on here? I thought I had Bash, no? Bash? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Just need to. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. There was a bug on my ceiling and it was distracting the hell out of me, so it needed to go. Rescue combace. Stepping away for 10 minutes, cat bugging me for attention. Oh, you have cats! Alright, tend to your cats, and then when you come back, I want to hear about them. I didn't know you had cats. C++ the 4th edition looks like a current version of the Amazon is 4th. Yeah, and I should maybe do that. Like, part of, again, my programming fundamentals are missing. Sorry about that. Again, there was a bug, and I saw it twitching, and I was like, no, I don't want you to suffer. I just want you to die. I'm a moral bug murderer. As one does, right? As one is. As one does, as one is. Wait, why is this not updating? Did I just make that up? Hold on. Okay, no, that one is just more up to date than the stream manager for some reason. Give me 1 second here. Alright, whatever. Oh wow, it's almost 11. Oh, it's almost 11. Okay. Haven't made a whole lot of progress with the game jam thus far, but I'm happy to switch gears to refresh and then learn something new as well. So we have horizontal movement, but what they have is all of the movement, right? That oh well, we're not. That's for 3D. For 2D, we don't have up down. We're just doing left and right. So horizontal movement is right. And then what we'll do is very similar to this because I think they did it very well. Of well, I already have that, so I don't need that. So then here we would do velocity is equal to the h movement times speed, and then in the physics function where physics happens, we have function in the physics. Why does it look like that? Maybe I have to expand this. In the physics function, we then call move and slide, and then what is the parameter that they put inside? Velocity times delta. Velocity times delta. Okay. Is that it? Is that right? Why is this showing us wrong? Let's see. Too many arguments in move and slide. Oh, move and slide takes 0. Expected 0 but received 1. Okay, so it doesn't receive any arguments, which is interesting. Did not see that coming. Well, let's operate off of move and slide and let's see how that reflects. Is it moving? I can't tell, so I'm just gonna adjust the. Oh, there was an error. Error setting property velocity to value of float. Why is this a float? Why does this make it a float? Oh, but maybe because we can do negative? So are we able to do this? Just, would it be that simple? Int? Is there an int function? That is it really that easy? Nope. No, it's not. Saying velocity with value type of int. Okay, fine. Velocity. So we're only doing one. It'll be this. Now you work. Okay, no errors. I just can't tell if it's actually moving. So let's change the speed to a stupid value, which will be 1,000. I think it is moving, but I can't tell. Well, there's obviously one super easy way to confirm this, which is put in the process function. So we're going to take the character, the empty can, we're going to take its global position, and then we're going to print that. Alright, there's its global position, it's going, and no. Okay, so no input being received there. Maybe rather than let me read the documentation, right? Let me try to learn from my lesson rather than banging my head against the wall again, trying to figure it out on my own when there's already pre-written documentation with sometimes good examples for it. Sometimes, not often. Not often at all. But 2D, okay, so we can, let me just, 3D. Okay. Specifically 3D. Velocity, yeah. And I specifically reference the x on the velocity. Input the change in the velocity of x will change by the horizontal movement times the speed. Okay. Do I need to do move and slide outside of the physics function? While we're moving a three-dimensional object, I would imagine move and slide would be in the physics function, but maybe I'm wrong. No, I don't think I was wrong. Okay, so let's back this out. And obviously, again, it has to be, the answer has to be in the documentation. I just have to not be, I'm so overly stubborn about, let me just try to figure it out. And it's like, it's already written. Don't fucking try to figure it out. Like, get over that. Get over that hang up of. Let's move and collide though. I thought I clicked move and slide. No, I didn't. I was hoping to see it in an example, but that's not it. Move the body based on the velocity. If the body collides. If the body collides. Okay, let me see this in an example, or maybe I already have it open in an example. Oop, nope. Remove. Again, remove. Move. Underscore. Okay. Oh, okay. You're not here. X out. So we don't need you. You're not going to even reference the function that we need. Underscore slide. Okay. Here's move and slide just separate, but this is, wait, it's using collision. It's using collision detection. And once it detects its collision, it's moving based off of the velocity. I collide with blah, using, oh okay, it's two separate methodologies. I was very confused by that for a second. Now here we're using move and slide. And move and slide just seems like its own separate thing. I don't understand that. I'm gonna be stupid here. Pass. Nope. No change. So I'm obviously doing something wrong. I feel like it's super obvious, so let me just take this, exit this out, open this, close that, here, boom. Move. It says it's in 3D. Where is it? Where's the reference to this? Method is intended for, I know what it's intended for. How are you using it is my question. This is them detecting collision, but that we just need to move it. Which movement method to use? A common question new Godot users. How do I decide which function to use? Often response is to use move and slide because it's simpler, but it is not necessarily the case. The one way to think of it is move and slide is a special case, where move and collide is general. Okay, so move and collide is what we should be using, which is why the documentation has more examples on that. And move and collide, since we're not using move and slide, but move and collide, create a variable, and move and collide takes in the velocity and the delta, so that's what we're gonna do. And I think that's actually what Edno had provided initially. and we have this in the physics. So, yeah. I basically came to I think the same conclusion that you had offered originally, which is what is it? Oh, move and collide. I thought we would use move and slide, but we're using move and collide, and then that's velocity times delta. We don't need you. Bring you over. But not getting the input. Not getting the input though. Why? I think I'm using it the same way. Move and collide. Sure, it's identifying a particular variable, but we should still be able to use it. I'm doing the same thing. Why is that different? But it has to be different. Logic doesn't lie. Logic is just what it is. So, in the physics function, move and collide, velocity and delta. And then there we get the input. In the physics function, move and collide, and then here I guess we'll do the input function. Oh, it takes too few arguments? Alright, well then we're gonna create a movement input. Okay, now you are the new function we're calling. Oh, we're taking this away too, because we don't need that. Bitch, why is this so difficult? I feel like I've been doing game development for so long, so to not be able to actually make something move is like, what the hell is going on right now? It's 10:30 and I bounce around between 3 projects today? Probably. That's probably part of it. Probably part of it. Not gonna lie. In the physics function, we're getting the input, and we're using move and collide. That part is set. I have that. I also have the input. So what's different? I have a speed variable identified. We are multiplying by speed, are we not? We are. And then we identified the input, which we did. And then velocity is equal to input direction times speed. Velocity is equal to input direction times speed. So we're doing the same thing. Wait, but you have it in the get input. No, it's the same thing. That's the same thing. That likely doesn't help. Yeah, no, it doesn't help. It was like 2 hours and a half of hacking, which I was just having such a hard time with this public exploit. I thought I needed to escalate my privileges, but I did not at all. I just needed to, I think I needed to try to run a remote code execution, and then that was a whole hullabaloo to try to figure out, and then hopping over to Jade's game, and then my kiddo's game, and then that freaking thing not fell apart, but that sound issue is still mind-boggling, and then this. So this is all weird in my head. So where are you getting the input? Here, I believe. So here, oh well, we defined the horizontal movement here, and then not sure how to do capture direction in 3D. Yeah, nor am I. Again, that's why I wanted to do a 3D game, because I was like, good learning opportunity. But rather than sticking with, as I showed before, I don't think I need to show it again in case it's not open. Yeah, it's not open. But my library? I keep forgetting. It's not my library. It's something else. Yeah, 2D game, 2D game, 2D game, 2D game, 2D game. So it's like I need to challenge myself, right? As much as I am comfortable with 2D games, I should challenge myself with 3D to challenge myself. What is the point of being a game developer or programmer or anything if you stick with what you're comfortable with? Gotta change it. Maybe it also adjusts how I think. Anyway, so we identified the horizontal movement, and then we have a function. Let me stop reading up there and just grab my phone. I try to find the 3D demo or something, see how normally. Yeah, and that is essentially the way to go. Well, you know what? Maybe they have a demo in the documentation. I'm just so fucking stubborn, honestly. I'm overly stubborn. Like, I'm annoyed with how stubborn I am about this. I'm sure they have a demo that does exactly that, and then I can just take that exact code or adjust it as I need. I'm just being, again, overly fucking stubborn. Let's do this. Oh. Well, I could just open up the file. I don't need to do the readme. I just need to go into the player and follow camera. Why do you need a function or a script for following the player? Oh, whoa. Maybe this is more complex than I thought. Well, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to worry about my thing right now. You have a bunch of hoopla that I don't care about. What I care about is move and collide if you have it. You don't have move and collide, okay? You have move and slide. What the fuck? One mention of move and slide? In the middle of a bunch of stuff? If is on floor. This is checking for player input. My comfort zone is like, just do 2D, just do 2D. And I'm like, no, challenge yourself. So move and slide. And this is in a, what is this in though? Maybe this isn't the best example. Let's hop out of there. Because, and I also know, like, intellectually I tend to make things harder on myself, so I need to, I'm just trying to think simple. If I'm overly thinking it, then I'm probably overcomplicating it. See, everyone uses move and slide. I don't see a single case where somebody's using move and collide. I don't know why the documentation recommended that, because I don't see a single instance of when it's being used. And this is literally a project from the Godot engine, team, whatever. In the physics function, move and slide. And then you have things that are saying, or that are adjusting the velocity. So we identify what changes the velocity, and then just say move and slide in the physics function. That's how I'm interpreting it. I don't know. Oh, you set the velocity, then call move and slide. It then moves based off of what you set the velocity at. Yeah. We came again. You always come to the conclusion sooner than I do, and then I'm like, I come to it a little later. Again, not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I get there. Not as quick as you, but I get there. Hey, my boy. Hello, what's up? What's up, Ugly? Oh, okay. Okay, I hear you. Can you wait a little bit? No? Can you wait? Okay. I hear you. I hear you, my boy. I hear you. Okay. He's so loud without saying a word. But what he is saying is that he needs to go to the bathroom real bad. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Luckily, it's just you and today and Noel. Well, I won't say luckily. That's not the way to put it. But I'm grateful for you coming in as always. Thank you to your wife for helping us solve that issue of the bus. I really appreciate that. I appreciate both of you. And I have to walk my puppy, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I don't know if you do typically stay for the raid or if you leave. I can raid somebody else, but usually I do it when I have more than one person. But you let me know if you want to check out somebody that is another awesome Twitch streamer. I can raid. If you're done and you're just gonna go to bed or hang out with your wife afterwards, no big deal. You'll jump. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll see you on Thursday then. Thanks as always, and Noel. Thank you, and Noel's wife, and have a great night. Really appreciate it, guys.